How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to HawkSense. I am your host, Alex Nicolau, and in this week's episode, everybody, we are finally picking up where we left off on the first ever episode of HawkSense, where we talked about Insomniac's Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Guys, the first time we've ever talked about this game was on the first episode of HawkSense, and then after that, nothing. I did do a podcast where I ranked all the suits from the first initial game, but that's it. No new news on the game whatsoever. No thoughts, no leaks, nothing. You know what? Maybe on the Eternals episode we did, now that I'm remembering, but that's it. This game has been under wraps for so long, and it's releasing in the rumored date of September, right? We just got our gameplay trailer reveal last week, right? This is crazy. It's crazy, and it looks fantastic. I'm so excited to give you guys my thoughts and share this moment with you guys. We got the pops right here, as you can see. This is my favorite Funko Pop of all time. Actually, no, that's not true. Mine is probably the Green Goblin or this really cool Spider-Man and Venom that I keep on my desk. But one of my favorites for sure. One of the first Spider-Man Funko Pop I got. That tells you anything. So, I mean, there's nothing else to do but to get right into it, right? So, we're going to watch the entire 12-minute gameplay trailer reveal. I'm going to be pausing it in and out just to show you guys what my thoughts are and everything like that. So, I mean, without further ado, let's get started. So, we open up to this forest scene and this guy right here. I mean, for starters, I'm going to be honest, I thought this was Kraven. I was not too happy with this design, and first off, I didn't even know this was Spider-Man 2, right? Because this could be anything, right? But as soon as he says, I mean, he's licking the blood, he's got that cheetah print patch on his arm, the tattoos, he's buff, he's got the beard, he's got the look that it could be Kraven, right? But he says this, and it's like, oh yes, this is it. Sergey. So now Sergey is Kraven's real name. His name is Sergey Kravinoff, right? So Kraven is just like the nickname of his last name, but that's when I knew, oh my god, this is Spider-Man 2.
A fate you will not share.
When I saw this, I went nuts. You could tell Matt, you could tell my friend Ethan, we were all on Discord together while this was happening. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. Ask them. Ask Matt. Ask Ethan. They will tell you. That Kraven design is fantastic. I love it. Modern, but not too crazy like the Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit is. You know how it's supposed to be modern looking, but it's a lot going on there. This is perfect. Insomniac has a great design team when it comes to these type of characters, because every single character, I'm pretty sure every single character from the first game, their designs were fantastic. Even Taskmaster was fantastic. But like, I love his design, dude. That skull, the classic mane, the beard, the scars, the stressed face. He's seasoned for sure. Cracks his neck. That's Kraven, bro. Just an animal. He smells the death leaving his body and throws him out.
I asked for an equal.
The voice acting, fantastic.
This is what you find. Sir, perhaps a new hunting ground.
Right, now this is a great scene right here. This was like, oh my god, this is happening. So we see Black Cat. Some people say she's wearing a new suit. I mean, could be. It's not the most important thing right now, I don't think. Prowler and Wraith. Prowler's supposed to be in prison, so I don't know why he's there. But Wraith, obviously, it's Yuri Watanabe. You played the City That Never Sleeps DLC, you'll know. Tombstone. Then we have Yuri Lowenthal's Peter Parker Spider-Man. Najee Jeter's Miles Morales Spider-Man. Then in the back here we got some of the Raft villains: Doc Ock, Mr. Negative, Rhino, Scorpion, all that, Electro. Then this is supposed to be a lizard, right? The, Kurt Connor's lizard. Taskmaster, which is a nice surprise. And then right there, I don't know if you saw it. Let me go back. It's hard because it's like right there. I want to pause it on time. That right here, I'm pointing. This right here is actually Shocker, but you can't really tell because it's so short. It looks great, and you know what's sad? People are hating that this looks terrible. I think this looks fantastic, and it was revealed that this isn't what we will be seeing in the game. This is an early build of the game, and if this is an early build of the game, just imagine how the finished product is gonna look like.
Light the fires.
The Great Hunt starts.
The Great Hunt begins.
Got it wrong, but it's okay. They when they panned up here, a lot of people thought it was gonna be Venom, and a lot of people thought it was gonna be ending after that, which is crazy. Because I thought so too. I'm like, that can't be it. Like, come on. But then they bring out the big guns and just bring in this in. Like, after this, it just gets crazy. Six months later, I know you.
This is sighted in Queens. Closing in now.
Okay, so, number one. A lot of people thought that this Queens home that they're at right now is Peter Parker's, May Parker's old house, right? So it was confirmed in a PlayStation blog that this is actually the house of Kurt Connors. So one thing I thought we were all kind of worried about at the beginning was Peter Parker's identity revealed, and I did not want that to happen. Obviously, I was a big hater when Peter Parker's identity got revealed in the MCU. Obviously, it turned out pretty good, but I did not want it to happen in this universe. But I mean, we're in Queens, which is a new explorable borough. Very excited for that. I mean, I'm very tired of seeing you can't access this part of the city or whatever it says on the notification for when you try to go past the bridges. I mean, we see Midtown High right here where Peter attended school. And then we see this house with this cellar door kind of busted open, and the Craven goons.
The beast could be anywhere.
And the beast you're referring to was actually the lizard, but we get this. Like,
You have no idea.
ooh, like straight into it. Straight into it. Now, this suit. I don't hate this suit, but it's not my favorite. I obviously am a huge fan of the symbiote Spider-Man story in Venom. I think we all know that. But this suit, it's cool. I'll wear it for the game the first time around just because I know that's how Insomniac wants us to play originally. But if there was a classic or alternate suit that's more similar to a classic design or a design that I favor more, I am definitely going to be picking that over this when I play with the symbiote suit. But, I mean, right away we get this insane combat. I just want to say to John, I can't find the picture, John, but there was leaked concept art of this suit that looked exactly the same as this, and you said that's fan art, and the reason I know it's exact, I can't find the picture because I copied and pasted it, is because these triangles, instead of the actual patches on the hands, that was one notable thing that I did not like about this suit. I mean, it's nice. I think it's a great, like, I don't think it's bad necessarily. I just think, for me personally, I would rather. I'm very classic when it comes to Spider-Man. I think we all know that. If I were to make an alternate Spider-Man suit, it would literally be the classic red and blue or red and black. You know, it's classic and I love it. And for the symbiote suit especially, I think they did a fantastic job putting a spin on their own kind of suit, because I love the advanced suit. I think it's one of my favorite suits in Spider-Man history. But for me personally, the symbiote suit needs just to look like just straight shiny and slimy, and that's just me though. So I mean, already I know I'm pausing it again, but these insane powers, I love how they're taking this direction of the actual symbiote powers instead of just him being just incredibly strong or more fast and the black webs and more angry. I like how they're adding abilities like these tendril powers and stuff.
Hunt ends now.
Like, that's awesome. That's a Venom power, and we don't see that much in Spider-Man media. And like, look at that. Like, I cannot wait to play as the symbiote Spider-Man. I've been waiting since like what, Shattered Dimensions or Web of Shadows, huh? My favorite lines coming up by Yuri Lowenthal. A lot of people think that's cheesy, and I understand that. Tell me that doesn't go hard, and tell me that Yuri Lowenthal's not doing a fantastic job already as Symbiote Spider-Man. The black web's awesome. I love the new mechanics. This right here, just brutally giving this dude a vasectomy with his feet, bro. That makes me think we're gonna have a lot more diversity when it comes to wall abilities, like wall running, wall crawling, wall fighting and stuff, and that's really cool. So one thing I think me and Matt talked about was the user interface, the UI. We don't like it as much as the original one, but I do feel like it's gonna grow on me. Miles' one is the problem. I think it's too colorful. It's too much. This is a kind of like a perfect thing, but Miles' one is a little too much. We'll see in a few seconds here, but let me try to stop. That's awesome. Like that's literally Insomniac taking advantage of the symbiote suit at its peak. I also think I know I'm pausing it again. I also think that this suit is gonna progress as the story goes on. Maybe this is just Peter's initial bonding with the symbiote, because I mean it just kind of looks like armor, and I know that's kind of the direction that Insomniac has taken with this character. He's a lot more teched up, but I mean the symbiote, he's not like, this is more of like an Agent Venom type of look, and I hate Agent Venom. I think we all know I don't like Agent Venom, but I think as the story progresses, it's kind of gonna be like the Spectacular Spider-Man suit, and where when Peter gets more involved with the symbiote, he is gonna become the symbiote, and the symbiote is gonna take its own form instead of the form that Peter wants it to.
Target located at Harlem Fish Market. All teams converge.
Lizards across the river. I'm not gonna make it in time.
This is awesome. So one thing that kind of got confirmed for us here that I'm very, very, very happy about is that you're not able to switch Spider-Man willingly, and it is only story driven. So if the story calls for you to play as Miles, you have to play as Miles. You can't just say, hey, I want to play as Peter. Or if the story calls for you to play as Peter, you can't go, hey, I want to play as Miles. And I am so thankful for that, because I feel like more people would choose Miles than Peter without the symbiote, because I mean, Miles has better powers. Miles has the invisibility, has the electric shocks. I mean, overall, Miles is just a better character to play as than Peter Parker. And, I mean, in my heart, I know I'm going to be playing as Peter more because I love Yuri Lowenthal, and the original Spider-Man is just obviously my favorite. But, I mean, a lot of people, I think, would just pick Miles because of his skill set rather than Peter. So I'm glad. I think I talked about this in the first podcast. I'm just glad that it's story driven and not, you can switch off whenever you want.
The hunters track Connors to the Harlem Fish Market. Lizard.
I mean, the new traversals, I mean, we kind of all expected, new stuff to interact with, not just swinging or running on walls, swinging up, swinging to the sides, stuff like that. I think we all expected, slingshots and stuff like that, but I don't think any of us expected the web wings. Like, that's awesome. I mean, it's just a fast way to travel, and I think it looks fantastic. I think they're executing that perfectly. Love the new Miles suit. The other one was good too, but I love how the red stripe goes all the way down and he has a more armored look on his gloves. Obviously, we get some new stealth missions, which look fantastic. I love how Miles looks a lot more comfortable as Spider-Man now. This web line, which was in the files for the last game, but never was available as a gadget, is in the game now, which I think is really cool, because I think I could speak for everyone where I say that we wanted this in the game. This would have came handy in so many situations. I mean, so the thing about me is that I mean the tech is cool and sometimes it's useful. I try to stay away from the tech as much as I can. I mean the most I'll do is impact webs and maybe web bombs. But other than that, like the concussive ones, the drones, the electricity. I mean, sometimes I just feel like it's overkill, and I just like to stick to the basics.
How's the hunt going?
Watch out, there is no power.
Love the bioelectricity. It gives them a little Hadouken right there.
Judging by the 3 tons of dead fish.
And the web chain, which looks awesome. I mean, that's awesome.
Where are you, Connors? Garage might lead to him.
I mean, this looks fantastic for being an early build of the game. Come on, like we can't lie. And a lot of people are complaining about it. Shut up. Just please, shut up.
Connors tore through this place.
Dude.
He's out of control.
I know Najee Jeter told a fan at Expo that you should probably play with the lights off and your headphones on. I cannot wait, bruh. I cannot wait. 3D audio with this game. I'm going to have the lights shut off. You're not going to see me for 2 weeks. I told everybody. I'm going to tell my teachers, tell my parents, my girlfriend, my friends, don't text me, don't call me for 2 weeks. Because I'm going to beat it in like 3 days. But I still want to play. I love how people were saying that they revealed too much in this, and then one of the developers kind of confirmed that this is not even like they didn't even scratch the surface on the leaks and stuff. And we're gonna talk about what I think they're hiding and what I think is gonna happen in this game. Dude, Miles' suit looks great. I love that suit. It's a great suit. I would ditch the belt though, the belt lining. I know it's for like his webs and whatnot, but I would ditch that. But the suit is great.
Hungrier too.
Oh my god!
Hey man. New threats? The building's swarming with hunters.
It looks good though. It does. I'm very glad that they kept it very, very classic with the spider in the eyes. I'm glad they didn't do anything like too crazy with it. That's one of the things that also concerned us is he said hey Mr. Parker. How did he find out? You know, how did he find out?
But the date isn't complete.
It looks great. It does look great. Something to notice here, right? We see their spider senses go off right here. Both of them. Watch. See? We see their spider senses go off. And this is a cinematic, right? So, just wait. Just hold that thought because it's coming up here. This lizard also looks crazy. You know what? I think it's going to be a lot of fun, the diversity of the goons here. Because they're fighting with bows and arrows and, like, weird weapons. I mean, like, I feel like it's going to be a lot more fun.
You take the drones, I got the jet skis.
See, like Miles' UI, it's like I feel like it's trying too hard, you know.
This is really
Those new jet ski takedowns, whatever, those are awesome.
Watch out for those drones. Don't worry.
The swinging looks pretty good. I mean, I know. One thing I noticed is that Peter's swinging isn't changed, and I was a little upset about it at first, but then I realized like he's the same Spider-Man. I mean, for them to change it would be like changing the Spider-Man. What I was really thinking was I just wanted a bit more like fluidity and a little bit more diversity, like in Miles's game he had, and I don't know. We'll see. I mean, like I said, they just scratched the surface with this. Bro, you did. I love the black webs. I think it's a great touch. I wonder if he shoots from this or here. We'll see. I love how rough and gruff his voice is. His web wings are great. One thing I'm a little bit concerned about is that they said that the web wings deploy themselves. I don't know how great I feel about that. See, hold on, this is it. his spider sense doesn't detect that it has defenses, and he curls up into a ball. So that just like it it's not a huge detail, and it could be nothing, but I'm just thinking like it's probably maybe the symbiote taking over, and Peter's really not there. A lot of people were also complaining about the water effects, and I understand that, but how many times besides this mission, and maybe if you accidentally fall in the river, are you gonna be in the water? So, dude, it looks great. I mean, the water, I get it, I see it, but like at the same time, just chill out. They confirmed that this is an early build of the game. I'm also very glad that they confirmed that it's not just a Peter-centered story, and that it is both Miles and Peter. I mean, that's one of the most fantastic things I think that has come in Spider-Man media recently, is just the love for Miles Morales. He is such a fantastic character, and everybody's love and support with the character just makes him so much more special. And this is like, there are superheroes that he haven't even got video games in the past 10 years. Superman, right? Doesn't even have a video game. He has a Unreal Engine video game that people made, that fans made. You know, Miles Morales is in a game before Superman, one of the oldest characters ever. You know, it's so special to see Miles in a game like this. It's fantastic. I love all the love and support and the shine that he has. I mean, we're seeing Spider-Verse this week too. Like, it's literally Miles Morales is the main character. This is a great scene. So we have the difference of yellow power and blue Venom. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people thought it was from the new form, and maybe blue attacks are a little bit more deadly than the yellow attacks. Yeah, like some angles of that suit just doesn't look too great. A lot of people are calling him Bully Maguire for this. He just throws them. I mean, like the bottom half of the suit just doesn't look too appealing in my opinion. I mean, to be fair, the feet on the advanced suit sucks, right? I hate how that looks, but this...
It's good, Pete. I saved the tracker. Let's go, man, before he gets too far.
No.
He's mine.
You sure? He's got big teeth.
So this scene right here led a lot of people to believe that Peter is going to become Venom in this game. Now, that could be true, and it could be a good theory. I don't think it'll happen. I think Insomniac really wants to tell the story how it was supposed to be told, and that is, I would hate that, honestly. I think if anybody else is Venom besides Eddie Brock, it's not gonna be as good.
No.
The web wings look great.
He's never like that.
And then we get the White Spider, and then it gets Venomized. Spider-Man 2. Fall. Oh, Be Greater Together. That's a great one. We probably could have guessed it, but I mean, that's great. Come on. Be Greater Together. Fall 2023. Now, a lot of people were waiting for a release date, but I mean, it's in the fall. August, September, October. 3 months, man. You can't just wait in those spans. I think it's gonna be in September, so there you go, right in the middle. Like, come on. Like, come on. Does that not look fantastic to you guys? It looks great to me. Now, let's talk a little bit, because I do have some thoughts here. Number one, I mean, I'm excited. Who isn't excited? I mean, one thing, I mean, let's go back to here. Where is it? The suit. So, or just, you know, who is Venom? Right? So there have been a lot of talks on who's Venom. A lot of people thought it was going to be Harry Osborn in the beginning. But one thing that we've been seeing a lot of recently is a lot of hints of Eddie Brock in the previous games. I know we have the, in the previous game, we have a backpack item, the card for when he left the Daily Bugle, and it was signed by Eddie Brock. But there's also pictures from the Daily Bugle in Spider-Man Miles Morales that say photo taken by Eddie Brock. I think Eddie Brock is back. I think Eddie Brock is going to be a part in the story. What do I think? I think that the symbiote is gonna drive MJ and Peter's relationship apart, and that MJ is gonna maybe gravitate towards Eddie, and Peter makes Eddie's life miserable because he stole his girl and whatnot. And then I'm really hoping we get a bell tower scene. I think we might because of how classic that scene is and how much it just screams Venom. And maybe we'll see Eddie Brock at the bottom collecting the symbiote like in Spider-Man 3, or Spectacular Spider-Man, or in any of the other iterations. I think Eddie Brock is going to be Venom. I think Harry is just going to release the symbiote to Spider-Man somehow, maybe Peter, and he's not going to be as important to the story as we think he is. Another thing I think that's inevitably going to happen is a fight between Peter and Miles, where you actually play as Miles fighting Peter, and I don't think it's going to end well for Miles. I think Peter is truly going to just have to beat Miles, right? And in that, maybe that's when he drives himself to tear the symbiote off and whatnot. But I think a fight between them is just going to be, it's going to be inevitable for sure. I mean, look at what's going on right now. He's completely blowing Miles off, and then once Peter starts, beating up thugs a little bit more than they should, or just being rude to people, Miles is gonna have enough of it. I mean, that's just what's gonna happen, and I'm so excited for that. It's going to be such a great story. These voice actors, Najee Jeter is a great Miles Morales. Yuri Lowenthal is obviously one of the greatest Peter Parker iterations that we have, and this is just setting up to be such a fantastic game, and I'm so excited. I will be making a suit wish list. Yeah, a suit wish list for both Spider-Man and the symbiote suit. I mean, obviously, we all know what's kind of going to be in the symbiote suit, a classic, the Sam Raimi, whatever. But, guys, I am so excited for this game. It's like not even funny. You know what? Let's go back to the pilot episode of HawkSense. And let's talk about what I said and how it's totally maybe different or the same as what I said on here. Give me 1 second. Okay, guys, keep in mind, this is my first episode. It sounds terrible, and I sound really young. I mean, I was only a sophomore in college, and I'm a senior in college now. Yo! That's scary. All right, let's listen.
Here's the big one, guys. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is coming out in 2023. It's far, but Tony Todd, who's voicing Venom, guy.
So yeah, we got Tony Todd voicing Venom. This was October 2021, and now it is May 2023. Crazy.
Candyman is voicing Venom. Said this game is absolutely massive, which it gets me so excited. We do know that.
I mean, if Tony Todd thinks this game is massive and crazy, like what would Yuri Lowenthal say?
Peter will both be playable. A lot of people were gonna say it's co-op, but it's not co-op. Thank God. Actually, I did not want it to be co-op.
Still stand by that. I did not want this to be co-op.
The character is affected by the storyline where you would play as Peter Parker Spider-Man, and then you would play as MJ and Miles in some missions. So basically, however the story goes,
Hear me banging my desk.
Will affect.
So unprofessional.
And this begs the question, guys: is Venom going to be playable?
That was one thing I think we still have to discuss, because if they've barely scratched the surface, and they didn't even touch the Venom storyline at all, they just touched the Black Suit Spider-Man story. That's it. Not even to its extent, just the beginning of it. So if Venom is playable, I will go crazy. That would be a blast from the past from playing the Ultimate Spider-Man game in the PS2. Oh my god, would that be fun? Oh my god. But I mean, if Venom's playable, I'm only gonna play as Venom. Come on.
We've had Venom playable in a few games before, and
Spider-Man.
Tony Todd said this game is absolutely massive, so I'm getting so excited because
listen to how excited I sounded in October 2021. We got absolutely nothing till now. Oh my god.
if Venom is playable. That would be absolutely nuts. But besides that, both Miles and Peter looked like they had gotten some upgrades.
Yep.
Peter has iron arms, and they look like they might be programmable matter from the underground.
Not confirmed yet, but
Miles
that could
now
be
has
something.
both yellow and blue bioelectricity. In the first game, he only had yellow. But I think people are saying that blue is like probably because he consumed all that new form at the end of Spider-Man Miles
Still
Morales,
think
which
that.
makes a lot of sense.
2
But
years
both
later.
their costumes as well. Both their suits got upgrades. Look at side-by-side pictures of them, and you'll see the upgrades very clearly.
Yeah, I really like the advanced suit upgrades. I mean, I think it looks great. I think it looks way better than the original, which I thought was one of my favorite Spider-Man suits of all time. And the Miles one already looks fantastic in the first game, but now it looks even better in my opinion. I love the uniqueness of it. I mean, I really like how Miles' suits have varied throughout different iterations. I mean, the Spider-Verse suit is nothing like the original Miles Morales suit, and this is a more teched out version of that. I really hope we get a classic one in the movies though when we get Miles Morales in the MCU, hopefully.
So some of the villains that are going to be in the game, we obviously saw at the end Venom. Like I said, he's being voiced by the Candyman Tony Todd. Very excited for that, but it's a little different. It's not Eddie Brock. It's Harry Osborn.
We don't know. We don't know.
We've only seen that a couple times. We saw it in Disney XD's cartoon Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yes, we did.
And we'll see
Hey, he knew what he was talking about, though. He knew what he was talking about.
what happens. I think it's going to be all right. But the post-credit scene in both games
I was lying for sure.
obviously leads us to believe that Harry Osborn is Venom. And throughout
It leads us to believe that. But is it?
the trailer, you can actually hear the voice of
Okay, so this part, I recorded in a part of our studio at the school. And we converted this room to a break room just because there cannot be any recording being done in that room because of how echoey it is and how bad it is to record in there. So I recorded it in here when I first one of the first times I was in the studio.
the hunter, which is very unexpected, and he's saying things along the lines of, I've been waiting all my life to find an equal, which is interesting, and I'm very excited because it looks like they'll be trying to take on an interpretation of the comic book Kraven's Last Hunt.
Hope
which is a
so.
very good
Hope
comic
so.
book, and I would 100% recommend you guys go and
And I
read.
still
But some
would.
other villains that could appear could be Kraven's cousin, the Chameleon, who was already mentioned in the first game in a side mission called Spider-Man, where some random guy was dressing up like Spider-Man fighting crimes, and then Spider-Man figured out that someone was impersonating him, so he thought it was the Chameleon, so he tried to track him down and all that, but it wasn't the Chameleon. So we know that Spider-Man has already fought the Chameleon before, so maybe Chameleon told Kraven about Spider-Man to...
Okay, so Chameleon being in the game wouldn't be too crazy because he is Kraven's cousin. That part of Chameleon telling Kraven is a little bit different because we saw in the trailer that one of his goons came up to him with an iPad.
and whatnot. So we'll see when we get more news on the villains in this game.
You ain't getting any news, big guy.
Connors was also in the post-credit scene of Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, and we also already know that he's been the Lizard before from a backpack Easter egg.
That's true. There's a vial of the lizard's blood. He knew his stuff. Oh my
First game,
god.
So he
I'm
will
proud of
most
this
likely
kid.
Also be in the new Spider-Man game. Unfortunately, Green Goblin will not be in this game, which it kind of makes sense. They have Venom, which is already a huge Spider-Man villain, so maybe they'll save the other big Spider-Man villain for the next game, which is okay.
I'm already waiting for it. I can't wait. It's kind of crazy, though, how in the 8 years that Peter Parker has been Spider-Man in the Insomniac universe, he hasn't fought the Green Goblin, nor Venom, his two most iconic villains.
They're, leaving options open for new games, which I'm very excited for, but... Green Goblin is my favorite supervillain of all time, guys.
True.
And I really want to see him in an Insomniac version. Oh my gosh,
True.
I'm so excited for that. But yes, this will...
I don't count Venom as a supervillain, in my opinion, because he has been turned into an anti-hero. And even if he is taking a villain approach in this game, he's still not a villain to me. I love Venom. We all know that.
Exclusive to PS5, and I really hope there won't be a custom PS5 because I might throw myself off the roof if there was. Guys, I went through such great lengths to even get a PS5.
True story.
I bought
Listen to this.
Spider-Man Miles Morales, and it was sitting on my shelf for like months and months because I didn't have a PS5. I slept outside of Walmart for 2 nights. I slept outside of Target for 1 night, and I finally got it through my cousin's friend's friend
Listen.
for $100 over retail price. So.
I slept outside of Walmart and I like not like outside on the concrete, like in my car, waiting. But and I didn't get it. And I ended up getting it from one of my cousin's friends who was selling, or one of my cousin's friend's friend who was selling them, and he said $725, and then my cousin's friend said, hey, we could do 600 right now, and I paid 600 for it, and I got it.
Finally got one, right? Moving on, something else I'm very, very...
Okay, so that's where that ends, and I mean, he wasn't wrong. He had some great facts there. Man, I cannot wait for this game. I'm very, very excited. So one thing I think I saw was a leak. It was the price, supposedly $70. I have no problem with that, because I'm gonna get the collector's edition if they come out with one. I think that'd be awesome, and I would really, really want some of the statues and the collector's items that we get with it. But I mean, guys, I think that's all for this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next week, everybody, will be my review of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, so be ready for that. Once again, everybody, if you guys are interested in Red Hawk Media and maybe want to get involved, contact us on Instagram, DM us at redhawk.media, send us a message, and I will answer you personally, as I always say. But once again, guys, thank you guys so much for listening, and hold on, follow me on TikTok. I am posting a lot more TikToks now. Just posted one earlier, going to be posting them. I'm trying to post maybe one a day or one every other day, depending on what the trends are, what I want to talk about and stuff like that. But I'm trying to build a little bit of a presence on there so I can give you guys some content when there's not a lot of news going on, or to make a full podcast on. So once again, everybody, thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.